Hello and welcome, vivacious Virgos. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I'm here to do your June horoscope. Well, try and take it a little bit easier this month because there's a lot going on next month, dear vivacious Virgos. And we're starting the month on the 3rd with the new moon in your 10th house. The Sun and Mercury are already there. Now, 10th house is all about your career, but it's not just your normal everyday work. It's more the type of work that really ignites your soul. It's a vocation. It's something that you feel very strongly about. If you're not working, it's something that it could be volunteer work, or it could be something that you do on a regular basis that's like work. It doesn't, when I talk about work, it doesn't necessarily mean paid work as such. But the important thing is that you're doing something and it's vocational. It's like your life mission. So with the moon going into that 10th house, there's likely to be new starts and new beginnings. So if you've felt lately that you haven't had direction, or you felt confused or not sure about what work you should actually be doing, what it is that you believe in and how you can make money from that, when the 3rd comes along under the auspices of the new moon, you may find some clarity about the direction to go. Okay, think about what can I do that really makes my heart sing, and turn it into a life mission that I get paid for, if you want to get paid, that is. Okay, so meaningful work. On the 5th, Mercury joins Mars in the 11th house. Now, the 11th house is all about groups and associations, networks. It could be that you start a group on Facebook or perhaps a YouTube channel. It could be you get involved in a new group with the idea that there's a collective goal. Okay, so all of you working together, even if it's not an association as such, even if it's a group of friends, you might come up with something that, as a group of friends, you have a collective goal and something that you want to do together to accomplish. Okay, the 9th sees Venus go into your 10th house. So again, all about what makes your heart sing at work. It's important that you show your light. Don't keep your light under a bushel, dear vivacious Virgos, because I know, especially these days, there is this kind of feeling that if you stand out of the crowd, that somebody's going to come along and say something not very nice. And yeah, that does happen sometimes, but just because that happens, that shouldn't stop you. Okay, just follow your heart. And I know it sort of sounds like a bit of a cliche. A lot of people say, oh, just follow your passion, follow your heart. The important thing is to really focus on what's coming from within you, rather than looking, too much externally to, validate how you feel, or to, give direction. Even though I'm giving you direction, the direction I'm giving you is to go within. And you'll know, because when I say something that's right, you're going to feel it and you're going to know in yourself. It's just a matter of paying attention, learning to detect the subtle nuances in your emotions and the subtle feelings, physical feelings in your body. So that's called clairsentience. So if somebody says something that's not right, you're going to know, because you're going to get a physical reaction. It can be like it's visceral. It's like you can feel your skin crawling if somebody says something that's not true, so you can really get very sensitive. Okay, so where did we get up to? Yes, so 9th, Venus in your 10th house at work, but not just work, meaningful work. And with this kind of energy, there's likely to be a lot of harmony and smooth flowing energy, a kind of Venetian hue. It's like, if I had to give it a colour, I would say that the energy of Venus would be very pastel-y, sort of similar to this background that I've got here. And it gives everything a lovely, bright, peaceful, exciting at the same time. Peaceful and exciting, they're like almost two opposites, aren't they? But there's a hue over everything in your meaningful work. So a beautiful, harmonious energy with people that you're working with. Okay, so that sounds lovely. The 17th sees the full moon in your 4th house of home and family. Now, the full moon is actually doing us the favour by bringing stuff up out of our subconscious that may have been sitting there for a while. So it's kind of like a bit of a monthly spiritual detox for everybody, male and female. And although a lot of men don't necessarily, want to admit that the moon affects them, if they don't get in touch with the moon, then it's going to come out in some other way. So better to be in cycle with the earth and with nature and let that stuff come up, and then you can express it in an appropriately healthy way. One way would be writing down how you're feeling in a journal. So because this is in the home and family, rather than go and say to your kids, whatever the problem is, or to your parents or whoever you're living with at home, if you've got somebody living at home, that is, rather than do that, write it all down in a journal, okay, so you can express yourself. There's changes around the family or the home, and I'm getting the sense of something breaking down in the household, and that could cause issues, okay. Changes around stability, or maybe with a family member if it's not the actual house, a family member in the house. Okay, 22nd sees Sun go into the 11th house, and again we're back to groups and associations and networking. And with the Sun going in there, it points to insight and awareness and a kind of a happy, warm, stable feeling in this sort of association or in this group network. Okay, so if you're thinking about joining a group, vivacious Virgos, June is a wonderful month. Okay, you'll be accepted and people will be interested in, what you have to say and what you can contribute. 27th sees Mercury go into the 12th house. Now, as I started to say at the beginning, it's a month to kind of relax and be a little bit quieter, because next month there's a lot going on with the eclipses. And with Mercury in your 12th house, which is the house of the subconscious or the house of the divine or the goddess, whatever terminology you want to use for that unknowable place, that actually we all have a very intimate and personal relationship, because we're all there quite often, in fact, when we go unconscious and stuff is coming up for us to deal with. With Mercury going in there, that means that June is an excellent time for meditation, fantastic for looking at your dreams, sitting quietly, relaxing, and just feeling the energy come up your body, okay? And just feeling what it feels like to be in your own space with yourself, okay? Feel the energy of your soul. You can, if you just sit there, you can feel this kind of like vibration, this tingly vibration of the chi flowing through your veins, keeping you alive. Just, if you can sit there and just feel that, become sensitive to that. And that chi, that is your life force. So imagine that it's getting stronger and stronger. And I often see, when I've done readings for people, then I'll see these great waterfalls of silver energy coming down, like silver water. That is the chi force going through that person's body. So try and strengthen that. And June is wonderful for you to do that. Wonderful time. All right, let's have a look, dear Virgos, what I can see. Yes, so they're showing me, we talked at the beginning about the new moon on the 3rd, and they're showing me the new moon, and it's now growing towards, going through the phases towards being the full moon. And for some of you, I'm getting the sense of intuition coming up and a greater realization of your own psychic ability. Now, I know Virgo, Virgos tend to be very analytical. They like to think a lot and they're in their head. and yet there's this sense that there's something else, there's something bigger, there's something more than just what goes on in the mind. Okay, so it's very important that you allow this quiet time so you can really get in touch with your own intuition and your own psychic ability, because we all have it. Okay, so don't put psychics on a pedestal and say, oh, well, she's a psychic, she must know, kind of thing, because it's, you know, there's 7 billion paths, one for each person, basically. Okay, let's have a look here in the tarot cards and see what we come out for June for Virgo. June for Virgo. June. Yes, so they're showing me, they're saying time to be creative as well. Paint the picture of your life, vivacious Virgos. It's your life and it's your responsibility to fill in the minute brushstrokes, because before we get here to the planet, we actually put the broad brushstrokes down. So we decide what country we're going to live in, what parents we're going to have, you know, if we're male or female, if we're going to get married. The big questions we actually kind of put down before we get here. But there's still a lot of space for us to be individual and to create or recreate our own life if we, you know, decide we want to change our minds about some things. Okay, so this card's just jumped out to me, and it is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so see here, the Ace of Pentacles. This is all about new beginnings, especially on a physical level. Okay, if you've got issues around money, with this card, the energy of this card, it's a great time for thinking out new ways to start things, especially around money, relationships, things just starting off. So maybe, you know, sit down and plan out and have a, you know, strategy session, if you like, if you've got an issue with money, because these energies will really help you in the month of June to sort out any financial affairs and make new starts around things that are important to you. Okay, so see that? Ace of Pentacles, pretty cool. Okay, excellent. Alrighty, thank you so much, vivacious Virgos. I really appreciate you tuning in today. And please leave a like. I'd love to answer any of your comments, and I would appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, because I really want to get my channel up and going. I've got so much stuff I want to put on my channel. Okay. All right. Well, have a beautiful month, and I shall see you next time for your horoscopes. And during the month, with pick a card every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Sydney, Australia time. Okay. Thank you, and bye for now.